3 questions, Joe. Did you know that obesity was the fastest growing disease in the country? Okay, well you know now. Do you know anyone that needs to lose 5 or more pounds?
Sure.
Do you think they knew some people? Yeah, 7 out of 10 people are overweight. Is it fair to say that everyone knows a few people that need to lose weight?
Yeah, absolutely.
If there was a company that offered a 90-day challenge where people literally save money while losing weight, especially given the poor times of the economy, don't you think that would make good sense?
Great sense.
Well, I started promoting a 90-day challenge. Now I'm earning a 6-figure income, and 60 people on my team have got a BMW. Are you interested in hearing more?
Wow. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to send you a website, or I'm going to send you a violin, or da-da-da, and I'm going to, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow up with him. Okay? $100 million a day is spent on weight loss, you guys. It's a huge pie. Who wants a piece of it? I want a slice. I don't want a fork. I want a spatula. So,
Super size.
power of the mind. Mindset is so pivotal. See the positive in everything. If you start going, oh, but I heard sucralose. Someone said sucralose wasn't that good, and oh, I don't know about soy, and well, I don't know. I just don't. So people say they don't like the taste of the shake, and everybody, you'll get negativity. Okay, how many people like Starbucks coffee? How many people like Pete's? Okay. I love Starbucks. I don't like Pete's. Guess what? Starbucks doesn't cry that I don't like, or Pete's isn't crying that I like Starbucks. Some people will love your product. Some people will drink it because it's free and they're making money. Some people won't like your product. It's okay. Trust me, like I said, the more money you make, that shake is like, oh, it's so good. Trust me. It's like, oh, it's the best shake ever. See the positive in everything. If you look for the positivity, you'll find it. But on the flip side, if you look for the negativity, you'll find that too. So keep focused on the positive. Other people are having success. People are having great time driving their BMWs. People are losing unbelievable amount of weight. 4 million pounds lost so far, you guys. Focus on that stuff. I don't know. All I know is people lost 4 million pounds and they're driving 2,500 BMWs have been given out. That's the kind of company that I want to partner with. Focus on the positive. Mindset creates attitude. Attitude determines the actions you take. If you are deflated and you're like focusing on the negative, are you going to go out and kick some butt that day? Probably not. No. So make sure you're always positive. Skeptics breed skeptics. So if like he said, Rich said, hey, you know, I got this opportunity, and you know, Joe, I really wanted to share it with you. Maybe if you have a few minutes sometime this week, do you think maybe I could possibly come over your house and show it to you? Oh, well, what about next week? Okay, all right, well, thanks, Joe. Now I'm deflated. But if I'm like, oh my God, Joe, I'm making so much money, you guys, like, you know, this is, I know, he's like, believe me, it's excitement, okay? Would you rather have an Eeyore or a Tigger? Right, don't be Eeyore, be Tigger. Even if it's not in your personality, you don't have to be hyper. I'm hyper, you don't have to be hyper and bounce all over them, and you know, you just, you know, it's excitement is an energy, your energy. And what builds that energy is your belief. The higher your belief, the better your energy is. And you have to believe in the products, so use them. Okay, don't go buy Cliff Bars when you can buy your own cookies. Don't go buy Red Bull. If I see one more person on my team with a Red Bull or a Monster, I'm going to knock it out of their hand. No, no, no. Friends don't let friends buy energy drinks from other companies, so we have our own. Okay, so use your products. Don't be going to Whole Foods to buy Omegas. Be a product of your product. Because when someone comes up to you and says, hey, how do you like the BiPAC? You should be able to say, I love it, I take it every day, it gives me energy, I sleep better, whatever it is. How do you like the shakes? I mean, how great of a salesperson would you be like, how do you like the shake? I don't know, never tasted them. And why should I buy it? So use your products, because the more results you have, the more you're going to believe in them. Negative mindset. Who knows Tiger Woods is? Yeah. So arguably the best golfer of all times. What happened last year to his golf game? Oh my gosh. Do you think getting a divorce actually physically affected him? It was because his mind. Yeah. But regardless of what he did or, you know, whatever, that didn't change his physical anatomy. It didn't change his muscles. It didn't change his, you know, physique. It just, all it changed was his brain, his mind. He got totally screwed up and it killed his golf game. Okay? Mind, you have no idea how powerful your brain is. And what you fill it with is so important. Unfortunately, our brain is filled with 90 to 95% of stuff that's not in your control, like advertising. How many people watch TV? Yeah. The average person watches over 20 hours a week, and you're filled every 7.5 minutes. Oh yeah, 22 or something like that. 7.5 minutes. You're filled with somebody else trying to sell you their product, their service, you know, something that they're trying to sell you. They're convincing people that Gatorade, because they put it with people like Tiger Woods, who my husband actually used to sell Gatorade. They paid him $100 million to put his picture on Gatorade, but it sold billions, and it's not. It's still sugar water. But you think because it was, you know, associated with an athlete that it must be healthy, and it's not. So remember what's being put in your. Why don't you? I've chosen to take my brain back. Who's with you? Take your brain back. Start reading. Start listening. Start associating with positive people. Trust me. The more you go to meetings, you're gonna find someone. You're like, God, Jake's just a regular guy. My husband, when he was flipping through the magazine, my husband used to work with Jake, and he's like, T. I'm like, what? He goes, Jake, this guy. He's like, do you know him? I'm like, no, I just got in the company like 3 days ago. And he's like, I used to work with him at Crossmark. I'm like, no way. You know, he's just an average guy, just a guy around the office, you know, just your coworker guy. Now he's a 2-star ambassador, making a lot more money than my husband's making. If you live in a negative place, then every minor challenge will become a distraction. And distractions will kill your growth and momentum. So if someone snivels to you and says, oh, they just ordered and they didn't realize their auto ship was set, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later they got another shipment, now they want to quit, blah, 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 and you're worried about that one person, worry about the other 20, 200, 2,000 people you have, okay? Things are going to go wrong. It's business. There's a human factor involved. Don't focus on the negative. If someone quits, it's okay. It's not about you. It's about them. Don't ever take it personally when someone quits. Unless they say, I'm quitting because of you. Then you can take it personally. Which hasn't happened, I'm just saying. So when you're having a bad day, when you're feeling like, because we all do, I'm a 1-star ambassador, and I still have a day where I start doubting. How many people have that day where it's like, is this going to really be here? Is it really this good? Because doesn't it seem too good to be true? Oh, but it's not. But it seems like that, and so you start doubting, like, am I really going to be able to do this? Will I really be able to hit 5-star? Will this sustain you? All of these things. It happens to all of us. Counsel offline. Listen to CDs. Watch videos. Read books. I don't read fiction. I haven't read fiction in 4 years. All I read is things like Think and Grow Rich and The Secret, The Answer, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If people run from you when you walk up to them at a meeting, I recommend that one. That's a good one. One of the first things I ever, it's like real simple stuff like, hey, when you walk up to someone, smile. Like, that's a pretty no-brainer. You know, say their name, hey, Terry. Doesn't it feel good? Do you know the most beautiful sound to a human is their own, the sound of their own name. And to prove that, there are more Louises that live in Louisiana than any other state, and there are more, there's one other state, Marys that live in Maryland than any other state. Like, that's a statistic. People like the sound of their own voice. Go to meetings. Like you said, we have a lot of meetings. I actually sign most of my people up one-on-one. When I sign people up, I do it one-on-one. But I make them go to the challenge party to see that it's bigger than me in my living room, or me in my office, or me in Starbucks. They need the social proof that other people. I remember the most vivid memory I have of when I first got into network marketing is I would just go around and be like, do what I can do. You're a what, Frank? Really? Oh, I'm so going to kill this. You're a what, you know? Or when I went to the people that are like, the top rates, what do you do? I was that person at convention that didn't sit there and chit-chat. I found the person making the most money, and I sat next to them. I'd say, can I sit next to you? Can I take you to lunch? You should always be picking the brains of the people who are where you're not yet. Because I surely know that for some reason, leaders love to share. You know, the most successful people in the world, they say, like the, what's his name? The Carnegies and Charles Schwab loved to share their stories of success. Have you ever read 3 Feet from Gold? It's another great book. 3 Feet from Gold about persistence. You guys are the pillar of persistence. I got to give it up to Damien and Jake and Rich. 5-6 years in the company. You guys are awesome. I asked Jake, I literally just asked him this because you know, when you're network marketing, I'm a full-time network marketer, so I don't know if I could have survived. Like, there was a time, 3 or 4 years ago, when the company almost didn't make it. I don't know if I could have survived that. I said, how did you survive it? And what he said was the belief that he had in Blake and Nick and Ryan. He knew no matter what, being partnered with those 3 guys would lead to ultra success. So that, again, it's a belief system. He knew, he believed in them. He believed in Visalus, their vision for Visalus, because I said, I don't know, I'm too weak. I might have jumped ship. I might have gone somewhere else. How did you not? And it was the belief that kept him there. And obviously he's being paid huge rewards now. So go around meetings, go to be around positive people with similar mindsets. The power of dreams. It's funny because, how many people have kids here? You guys go to Disneyland? Even if you don't have kids, you go to Disneyland. What is the ultimate theme in all of Walt Disney? Is believe in the beauty and the power of your dreams. If you walk in and you start listening to that song that plays throughout Disney, it's all about believing in your dreams. If you watch the Princess show, the first one is the big castle when you walk in, it's all about believing in your dreams. And if you listen to Walt Disney's message, it's like, they say he knew the secret. Well, he's been trying to tell us the secret for a lot of decades now. So, but what happens is you go to grade school and the teacher said, hey, get your head out of the clouds and put your nose back in the book. And then you go to your mom and say, hey, Mom, can I do a lemonade stand? And she goes, oh, we don't live on the street. Nobody will buy it. And then you say, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do that? No, 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 no. The average child by the age of 18 hears 5,000 to 1, no, you can't, over yes, you can. So guess what you start thinking? No, you can't. How many people have parents, honestly, that grew up saying, hey, don't go to school, don't go to college, don't get a job, but be an entrepreneur? Anybody really truly have a family like that? No. So we're programmed. So we're telling you to start dreaming again. Getting in this industry was the best decision I ever made. And I was never going to do network marketing. I was never going to tote jewelry around. I was never going to bug my friends and family. I didn't ever sell jewelry, by the way. That was the first one I was approached with. And I was like, no, you have to tote it around all week. You don't make very much money. Like, I didn't see it. You know, I had a good job. I had a real job in mortgage, and everybody who was in mortgage in California knew it was a great 6-figure job with your eyes closed. So I was never going to do network marketing. I wasn't open. I wasn't looking. I wasn't kind of entrepreneurial, I guess, but I only got into it for one reason. My brother and my sister got into our first company, and they said, we're going to make a lot of money, and you're not. And that was it. That was done. I was like, I will make so much more than both of you guys are nothing. And that sparked my competition, and she knows me and my brother. We are so competitive. And you know what? That's all they said. Oh, he brought out the Success from Home magazine. I tasted the product. He talked about the money, circles on the whiteboard, none of it. But when they said, we're going to be millionaires and you're not, that was it. That's a great line for your family, by the way. So even if they say no, you can sit down your family and friends and say, hey guys, I want to share something with you. And I know none of you are going to do this because I'm probably the only open-minded person I know. But I have to tell you, because when I make $1 million, I don't want you to come back to me and say, why didn't you tell me? So make sure, because you have an obligation to tell your friends and family, okay? You do have an obligation to tell them. Dreams